folks, it's Amy from Colorado Mountain Living. It's May 20th, and we just got the biggest snowfall. Now, I mean, I don't mean like huge snowfall, but it's pretty significant for this time of the year. I mean, I think we probably got 5 or 6 inches. A lot of it's compressed now, just down to a few inches because it's pretty warm, but it's kind of a shocker to wake up and see your world all white again, and spring just kind of goes out the window. I think a lot of folks will say, you know, this is what springtime is in the mountains, and I'm definitely accepting that reality, but I'm kind of over it, you know what I mean? I'm ready for the flowers to come up and for the bees to be out, because it has been a long winter, and I think we just skipped right over spring, and I think we'll probably head directly into summer in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, this is kind of the reality right now. Definitely was not expecting this late in the month or this late in the year to see a bunch of snow still falling. And it's not just the snow, it's also the temperatures. I think it was about 20 degrees this morning, so it's just like super shocking. I know we're not alone in the country with these cold temperatures, because a friend of mine in Wisconsin reported snow just a few days ago. So kind of a tricky warm-up for a lot of areas of the country this year, and the mountains are definitely experiencing that lingering winter. Or I suppose you could call it just the hardy mountain spring with all the snow. You know, some of the locals are talking about they're just so excited for all the snow because they've been in a drought for many years, and they've had drier and warmer than normal temperatures, and so they're finally relieved to see a lot of this snow. They can't wait to see the wildflower season, even though I thought it was pretty spectacular last year. It was, you know, I saw a lot of wildflowers. Someone is very excited to play in the snow. Cannot take me making another video. So someone is more excited than any of the rest of us about this snowfall. You want to play and you can't believe it? You can't believe all the snow? Oh man. It is the best. So right now we're getting snow sliding off the shed, and I think the temperatures are supposed to warm up here. The Mini Cooper got buried. Still working on selling that. It's a tough sell though right now with the snow. Can't really get people out here to test drive it. That snow should be coming off the roof pretty soon. We did order our siding. Luckily it's not here yet because, geez man, wouldn't be able to put up siding for the next few days. Still got more snow in the forecast the rest of this week. We've got another 1 to 3 inches in the forecast tomorrow and tomorrow night. Not quite done with the snow. It definitely is pretty, but I've had my fill of beautiful white stuff this year. I guess we got what we wished for. The grass was coming up pretty nicely. I think I even saw some dandelions last week too. You know I had to check on the bees. Poor bees, they're probably so confused right now. So last week they were building up so fast. They had filled all their frames with nectar, and I know there's no flower nectar coming in, so I think they're stealing it off the hummingbird feeders, I'm pretty sure. But I had to put in another super on top. I mean, I had to give room for them or else they're going to get ready to swarm. So I gave them extra room and then started feeding them with these external feeders you could see just to help them build up the honeycomb. But, you know, just a few days later, the temperatures dropped, so now they're all huddled inside, and I think I heard one buzzing a little bit. Maybe it was trying to burrow out from the snow, but poor guys, I know they're all confused about this weather pattern because they're searching for flowers, and now they got to wait for the snow to melt to find anything of value. I mean, even the aspens haven't leafed out yet, so we're still waiting on that. The previous winter, we didn't really get the whole lot of snow. So right now, we're just getting all of it. Pigo! What are you doing? Someone's not wasting any time playing in the snow. So yeah, I had a different video on schedule for today, but I thought this one might be a little bit more interesting to folks, especially all of you who are in the 90-degree and humidity areas of the country. I definitely saw that in the south earlier this week. 90 and humid, can you believe it? And then in the same country you live in, we've got 20 and snowy. I mean, it's warmer in Alaska right now. I think it's like 60s in Juneau. When I looked ahead at the forecast, I did see that starting June 1st, we'd be hitting the 60-degree mark, 60 and above. And that's pretty much signals summer, the start of summer. Summers are 60s and 70s up here. And when you get the sunshine, it feels like 80s. So I think we're going to go straight into summer in a couple of weeks. We've got rain in the forecast the very last week of May. And then I think we're straight on into summer. Zooming in on this patio table. I think we definitely got our 6 inches. So here's one of our projects. We picked out a railing out of the woods. This project's on hold till we get a little bit of snow melt here. We've got to work on finishing this railing, but you know, we got the tractor disassembled and that's getting fixed right now. So we don't have a tractor. We got tons of snow to deal with. We just can't really handle any outdoorsy landscaping projects right now. But luckily we still have plenty of work to do inside. And our siding won't be here for another week or so because that's how long it takes for them to get the order together. So hopefully we won't have to deal with any more snow or poor weather so we can get our siding on this summer. Time to take Beagle for a walk in the woods. You know, behind our house on these trails, there's old gold mining setups here from years and years ago. I think people just like to shotgun blast them or something. I think rabbits live up here. Bunny rabbits, right, Beagle? Bunny rabbits, need to look for them. Need to look around and see where they are. Yesterday we came up here and we saw some bear tracks, but they were very small. Only one set though, so it doesn't seem like it was a cub and family. Maybe just a small bear. The snow had finally melted off of all these trails in the last week. We still had piles and drifts of really big snow drifts, and it finally all melted, so hopefully it doesn't take as long to melt all of this. Well, overall, I think the trees are really happy in the forest because a lot of moisture means a lot less of a risk for wildfire season. So when you have a lot of years in a row of drought conditions and high winds, that really puts you in that risky area for wildfires. So hopefully this year is the start of a year with a lot of moisture and we really reduce that risk for wildfires. That would be fantastic. I think that's another reason why the locals aren't really complaining that much about all of this late season snow, because they know how important it is to really reduce the risk of wildfires. So that's another bonus, even though as excited I am for spring to come, one of the biggest things, one of the biggest blessings we can have right now is a lot of moisture this time of year, even if it is in the form of snow, to reduce that fire risk. Okay, let's go and get it. Going. So yesterday morning we actually had an inch of snow waking up in the morning before the storm really hit, and that inch of snow really contributed to some super muddy conditions on the road. It probably snowed more than that, but with what we finally saw with our eyeballs is about an inch of snow. But it just all sank into the ground, so I actually got to try out some different features on my new car called the mud setting. So check out how muddy. This is how muddy the Jeep got yesterday, just driving up and down the road, all the way up to the handlebars. So super muddy conditions. And today I'm going to get to try out the snow setting. So definitely, yeah, got the car nice and dirty yesterday. Probably going to be dirty until the end of the week because of all the snow. So yeah, I didn't think I was going to get to try out all of these fun little settings in the car. The mud, snow, sand, rock And anyway, I got to already try out the mud setting. I tried out the sand setting last week after they graded the road and left a lot of gravel on it. It was really loose. And so today I'll try out the snow setting, let you guys know how it performs in the snow. Even with the setting on, it was still very slippery on the roads, and so I'm going to have to still be careful driving. It's like our morning sun went away and the fogs rolled in, so I think that's the extent of the blue skies today. Maybe we'll still get some melting, I don't know. I think we'll probably get more snow until Friday. So before I go anywhere, I'm going to put it into the snow setting, get that set, and that automatically sticks it on four-wheel drive once you turn that. I could say I didn't expect to use all these features. One of my favorite features in the car is the remote start. So I just have to click on that in the house and it revs the car up for about 15 minutes before it turns off automatically. And so I didn't really expect I would be using that because, I didn't think it was going to be that cold. But it heats up the seat warmers, and this car has a heated steering wheel as well. So that's really nice in the cold temperatures. So not really noticing anything going down the driveway. The car's pretty stable. Usually it's this turn right here that's pretty soft, so I'm definitely feeling it right now. It's still a little slick, so I just want to be careful on that as to not tear up the driveway. But otherwise, the four-wheel drive itself, I haven't really driven four-wheel drive in a long time, so I can't tell you if there's any specific difference between the snow setting on four-wheel drive and just regular four-wheel drive. As you can see on the roads, not a whole lot of snow accumulation. You got like an inch or so because all the surfaces have been really warm. So even though we got 6 inches of snow, there's really hardly anything on the roads. But it does make the roads really, really soft and really, really slippery because of all the melting, all those melting temperatures. So it is a little slick around some of these corners. And some of that dirt is more like mud underneath. So maybe the mud setting would be better for today on our road because our road is more like mud than it is fresh snow, I think, at this point. But so far, I feel pretty secure, on the roads. Can't really tell that much of a difference between a super snowy day and a regular day. But it's, kind of fun to test out these settings to see how everything's performing. So far, so good. And the main roads are totally clear, really nothing big or significant going on there, but pretty drive, at least. All right, folks, definitely time to put it in mud mode. I had it in snow mode this morning. Now I gotta stick it in mud mode. Boom. Boom, mud. All right, because the rest of the ride home is pretty muddy. This was going to happen after all the snow. Basically turns the road here into soup. And this is the good part of the road. This is like a section where it's pretty flat. Hey guys, look what's ahead. Isn't that fun to see on your ride home? I didn't plan that. Little moose. This guy's a little shy. A little bit shy. Bye, guy. All right, that was fun. So I can definitely feel the four-wheel drive. The traction control is off. Four-wheel drive lock is on. It's definitely revving higher. It's definitely in a lower gear. Can hear it. Oh, this turn is pretty messy. Not bad, just really wet, a lot of potholes. We haven't gotten to the super muddy section yet. I think it looks really pretty. And here we go with the mud. A lot of potholes down here. So I'm gauging how much grip the four-wheel drive has. So far, a lot of slush there. Can't wait to see what the car is going to look like when I get out. Not sliding around just yet. Bumpy. glad I got those skid plates underneath. This one's really soft too. Look at that. It's not getting bogged down. A little bit of spinning. Oh, transitioning to snow here. A little bit of sliding, not bad. I can definitely tell we're in the low gear. It'll be interesting to see how the driveway does. I'd like to not tear it up. This corner is a slider. I'm gonna go slow. This is pretty wet, soft. No problemo for this Jeep. Yes. I know you guys want to see how muddy the car got on that drive up. Yeah, a little bit muddy. Got some on the windows there. Funny. And it looks like we had some snow come off the roof because the steps are buried. Too bad I already put the shovel away for the year. Guess I better dig it out. Well, folks, who knew that we were going to be still running our little gas stove at the end of May? I can't believe it. Winter just won't let go. But I think we're going to jump right into summer, so that will be awesome. I can hold out another week. If we get pure summer temperatures for the next 3 months, I'll be happy with that. But yeah, we had to actually run the stove most of the day yesterday when it was snowing. Today, I just barely turned it on for the video, but the sun that was out earlier warmed up the house pretty significantly to like about 69 degrees, so I actually didn't need the stove yet till just now. And it's about 68 in here, so I don't really need it, but just thought it would add to the video ambiance. But anyway, guys, I'm just happy that, there's a lot of other places in the U.S. right now that are dealing with flooding and tornadoes and really terrible things. So I'm not going to say that we're in a terrible situation with this snow. We're actually really blessed to have this moisture. So happy that we are getting the moisture that this area needs since it has been in a drought. But I'm super anxious to see some wildflowers because people say they're going to be really beautiful this year with all this weather. So I'm going to put out another video soon because I had another one ready to go today. I want to show you how we trimmed out some of the stairwell area with angle iron. Brian had worked on that last weekend, and also tell you the story about the tractor and what's going on there. I haven't gotten a chance to tell you guys about that. So that's our next video, which I'll get out real soon because we just had a break in the weather. I thought you guys would be interested in seeing what life is like up here in the Colorado mountains. Well, take care, guys. We will see you next time.